Hello, my name is Raf. This is my Booktube Newbie Tag. This is the way in which plenty of people on Booktube introduce themselves to the community. And I just want to say, first off, I am very happy to be here. I got a list of questions that people are usually asking. I suppose Booktube newbies would be the term. Um, and I'm ready to answer them with you. Why did I start this channel? There are a lot of reasons why I started this channel. I think the main mission of it is to uplift people, and that can be in many ways, whether it just be just creating this community that I really want to make, where people could interact with each other in a loving, respectful, thoughtful way. I say loving in particular. I'm going to throw some Tolstoy at you. I mean, we're barely into minute 2 of this, and I'm going to throw some Tolstoy at you. I believe he said something along the lines of respect is a poor excuse for love. We have respect because we're missing love in society. And I don't mean to get all hipster on you, although I don't think that's too much of a terrible thing. I do want to cultivate love and have a community that is just hopefully combating a lot of the darker places on the internet, the darker communities. I want to shed some light, create some light, spread some light, and share that with you, for the sake of making a positive influence on the internet. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I started the channel. I mean, there are other reasons too. I genuinely just enjoy talking about literature and philosophy, and in particular, um, I think that that's something that I would want to do every single day, whether it be to a camera or not. And I used to have trouble talking directly to a camera, and I would get really anxious and a bit performative. But I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with it when I realize that I really should just talk to you as I talk to anybody about literature and philosophy. That way, it just sort of pours out of me, and I don't have to pretend or act any certain way. That kind of leads me into some of the fun and unique things that I can bring to YouTube or BookTube, both. First of all, I mean, I think that with philosophy and literature, I think that I have this unique niche with that subject. I am really into Right Conscious, that channel, and I am into a non-booktube channel called Michael Sugru. And Michael Sugru is just an absolute legend. Both of these channels, but in particular Michael Sugru, have influenced me tremendously. Had I not been into Michael Sugru, I would be a totally different person. This is a YouTube channel, guys, that influenced me to that degree. And Right Conscious gave me a lot of courage to pursue this project, because I realized that he had a lot of similar take excuse me, he had a lot of similar takes as me, and he had a lot of similar traits as me. He was looking for similar things in books, and it made me realize, hey, I could do this. This is like another version of me with slightly different views, and a different personality, probably, who is doing this. I could do it too. That was another big reason that I started this. But for a long time, for many years, I've been watching Michael Sugru, and I want to be that sort of influence for people as well. So I do think that answers the unique part of that question, what unique things I can bring. But in terms of the fun things I can bring, I want to make sure that I'm not afraid to let some of my personality slip out here and there. I want to make sure that I'm doing this loose. I'm doing this casually, intimately, so to speak, and just make a joke here and there, even if we're talking about maybe some sophisticated topics. Take it easy and hopefully keep it light. Although, get serious and get into the deep stuff too. In terms of what I'm most excited for about this channel, I gotta tell you, I'm already thrilled with this channel. I'm just so hyped seeing 16 people be so interested in these topics that they have subscribed. They've communicated that we want more of this. I mean, that's incredible. That is like, that's amazing. Like, I'm so happy about it. I'm already super stoked. Um, why do I love reading? So that kind of ties into an interesting difference between me and Right Conscious. Um, I've heard from Right Conscious that booktuber, and man, I mean, I have so much love and respect for that guy. Um, but he sort of really prioritizes transformative literature. I also really do, and that's really what I care about above all, probably. But I also care about entertainment at the same time. I think that entertainment is an art form. I think that, I mean, it is. It's not even that I think it really, frankly, is. It is an art form, and I have a lot of insights concerning that as well. In terms of what I can bring to the table. But in terms of just why I enjoy reading, entertainment and meaning is really the big thing. I prioritize meaning over entertainment usually, but my ideal book is going to have both. So, what book or series got you into reading? I love that question. I mean, I didn't really look over these questions too deeply before starting. So, I'm happy that you asked that random list on the internet. But what book or series got me into reading? I got to tell you, folks, The Hunger Games. And I know I'm talking like, oh, we're going to be sophisticated and all this jazz, but dude, The Hunger Games is so entertaining. It's so fun, especially the first book. That's really what book I love the most from there. And I was like 13 or 14 years old when I read that, and that was absolutely the big thing that got me into reading. I was staying up late at night reading that book, and it was so much fun. Really, really entertaining. From there, it was really just chasing books like The Hunger Games. That got me into Stephen King for a while. And I mean, I know they're not exactly the same, although Stephen King did write like, what was it, The Long Walk, and probably something else too that I'm forgetting that is kind of very Hunger Gamesy and probably influenced the Hunger Games. But I digress. I mean, I was into Stephen King for a while, and then et cetera, looking for excitement. And slowly that shifted into looking for meaning because not really knowing where to look with books. I mean, I just started reading classics or just big names. Like everyone's heard of Animal Farm. So I was like, okay, I'll read Animal Farm. Like, this is a book. This is what books are, right? So, in that sort of brutish way, I was getting into it. And, here I am now. I really just love classics, and I love entertaining classics in particular. So what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Wow. The question that I would ask my favorite booktuber, so Right Conscious, I would ask how he goes about marketing himself so well, because I'm a literature-minded person. I usually look at life through the lens of one of the humanities, so philosophy, history, literature. Um, if I were to go and try to learn how to look at life through a marketing lens, if I were to try to study sales and advertising, the struggle that I have is that it feels like I'm going to a sleazy car salesman and learning from them. Not even necessarily, right? Like, it's just, there is a sophistical element intrinsic to marketing. There is this element of showing only the good side of yourself and just hiding the bad. To me, that feels really inauthentic. And I care a lot about authenticity. With what I'm doing so far, I'm just trying to be as authentic as possible. And not to the degree where I'm oversharing, but if I need to be open about how I think about something, I expect from myself that I will be open about it. And that's the approach that I'm having right now. And who knows, maybe that is the right approach, but someone like Right Conscious is, to me, seems so incredible at marketing. And the best booktubers, they kind of have to be. I mean, you've built a channel that has really just been in the spotlight of booktube, right? So um, in order to increase the positive influence and increase the people who could be part of a wholesome community, I would want to know, okay, how do I reach people in the best way possible, and such things. I think that someone like Right Conscious could have a good answer to that. And again, it's not that I'm asking that because I'm business minded. I'm asking that precisely because I'm not. And I want to know, I want to learn from someone who is literature minded, how you go from literature minded to business minded, not just how business minded people become successful, because I'm not that. Um, but yeah. So, what challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will? What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Okay. The hardest to overcome. That's a tough question. Ooh, I honestly think at some point this is an interesting topic. I think this is the hardest to overcome. Well, maybe a couple things. Well, challenges, right? So, firstly, I spoke about being authentic a moment before. As much as I want to do that, it really could be hard sometimes. Like sometimes you got a hot take or a really hot take, and you get a little bit shy. You get shy about talking about it. But as I said before, the way I worded it was I expect it from myself. It's an expectation I have for myself, and I hope to be transparent about what I think again when the time calls for it. Um, Another challenge that I honestly think is going to be tricky for me because I'm a sensitive person, and I think, people who are into fiction can be sensitive, and I think that's as most things, a double-edged sword. It could be really wonderful, and of course, it gives us some struggles. But something that I, as a sensitive person, am a little bit afraid of is going to be some pushback on the internet. At some point, as channels grow, you're gonna get hate comments. It's a what's the word? It's a rite of passage to get hate comments. So I'm a little bit nervous about it. And even though like I want to celebrate it, like I want to treat it like something that I'm going to celebrate. So just I'm going to be like, yes, I made it. I finally got some hater who is here for absolutely no reason, but it means that I'm reaching like a lot of people if hopefully if I've been recommended to enough people that I'm being recommended to people who are uh, you know, a little bit more, what's the word, harsh, I guess. I don't know, but I want to celebrate it when the time comes. But to be honest with myself, I am a little bit worried about that, because it's just unpleasant. There's not really much you could do about it, but it is unpleasant a little bit. When did I start reading? So, like I said before, around 13 or 14 is when I really got into it. But I mean, we all start reading really early because of the public school system. For leisure, well, when I was like in fourth grade, I was reading a series of unfortunate events, and like was having Harry Potter read to me by my sister. Shout out, very cool of her to do that. Very happy memories doing that. Um, but yeah, I mean, in terms of seriously reading by myself, 13, 14 would be around the age. Again, right after reading The Hunger Games, I started getting into um, classics here and there, and now it's just been all classics mostly, right? Not all classics, mostly classics. Where do I read is a fun question. That's an interesting question, right? Like, mostly it's interesting. So I work as a caregiver to a family member for 43 hours a week. So when I'm doing that, if I have the ability to, if there is no urgency, I put in some earbuds while washing dishes, while cleaning, am listening to audiobooks. Right now, I'm listening to Victor Hugo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Loving it. I'm excited to hopefully talk about that at some point. Hopefully, my opinion of it doesn't change. I am a bit of a picky reader. Like I said, I mean, to expect meaning and entertainment out of books, that is kind of rare, to be honest with you. But I have found it in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So far, highly recommend. What kind of books do I like to read? Wow, that really segued nicely. Yeah, like I said, entertainment plus meaning. And yeah, I mean, I could talk a little bit about like some of my favorite books and some of my favorite authors right now. Probably my favorite author is a poet, a Russian poet named Michael Lermontov, who, if you use the um, Russian pronunciation, Mikhail Lermontov, if you will. He is just legendary. I mean, he passed away tragically at the age of 26. I mean, that's nothing to joke about. It's very sad. Um, he passed away at the age of 26, but he wrote so much incredible stuff before that age, right? Like, that's crazy. Actually crazy that he wrote that much work before the age of 26. He is my favorite writer of all time, probably at this moment. It changes. I like books I like Arthur Miller. I like Death of a Salesman. I like The Crucible. I feel like he's such a slept on writer, probably because he's more known in the drama world. But if readers are going to be reading plays at all, I mean, why not bring up Arthur Miller? Why is he not included in the conversation? He is awesome. The way that he uses sort of in his writing allows you to hear what's going on. It's really interesting. Usually you're visualizing what's going on, right? When you're reading, he really uses like audio. It's really weird to even try to explain. But he's awesome, really entertaining. I like Osamu Dazai, kind of like very talked about nowadays. Kind of like a very brooding book, but it just really influenced me. It really had a good impact on me. Let's see. Anything else that I've been into? Sayaka Murata, I like. Camus, cool. Kafka's cool. I mean, these are all kind of the edgy, brooding books, but those are just great books to me. I mean, that's what influenced me. I'm not into them to be, what's the word? Conveying an edgy persona. I don't think I'm doing that with this at all. As a matter of fact. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I like to read, just entertaining and meaningful at the same time. I do want to say that kind of wraps up the questions, but I do want to say, yeah, there's definitely going to be a philosophical touch to my stuff, I think, generally. And I probably will also talk about entertainment here and there. I'm predicting what I'm going to talk about because I'm not planning it. I want it to be like sitting down with a friend and just being like, this is the stuff that I'm into. Here you go. And just being excited because that is how I'm going to have fun with it. And that is how I'm going to continue to do it. And consistency, as we know, I mean, that gives us amazing results in terms of the long-term goal of developing something really beautiful. So that kind of wraps it up. Again, I wanted to mention the philosophy thing because it wasn't in here, but I think that could make me a little bit more of an interesting niche in this place. And I'm happy to grow. I'm excited to adapt and listen to what you guys think. And I would like to invite you humbly to support what we're trying to do here in any way that you like. Particularly, honestly, like I'm excited to see some comments. Like at some point, maybe not yet, maybe down the line, anytime that you guys are ready to ask some questions, have some conversations. We could make this an intimate space on the internet. We don't have to have it be a sort of person on the internet talks and then everyone is just reacting. No, we could have it be engaging and sort of like a big book club, So that's what I would love to do. And yeah, thank you so much for being here with me. All right, much love to you, and take care.